Going over to the political part podcast, you have Donald Trump calling out the president of South Africa for being anti-white and going viral. And I can't believe I actually missed this last week. This brought to us thanks to End Wokeness. And he says, quote, Trump just dimmed the lights and forced the president of South Africa to watch the whole montage of anti-white genocide rhetoric. Which, yeah, I'm sure it'll be brought up in the comments, but it should be especially concerning because a majority of their farming is done by white farmers. Yeah, we're talking 80+% of all the food there. So one would think you don't, threaten to kill and kill them, but history does unfortunately have a sense to repeat itself, and it's happened before, like in Zimbabwe, Uganda, and yeah, as soon as they forced out and or eliminated the white farmers, yeah, massive starvation. But it's about 4.5 minutes, but it's not. It'll be, of course, Trump's voice better than mine. We'll go ahead and let him take it away, so to say. This is fascinatingly enough brought to us thanks to Fox News, somehow still in business. I mean, that might be a good question, poll to do on the YouTube. What's more viable as a business, Fox News or the Daily Wire? They're both seemingly losing a lot of views, but without too much further ado, at least the president, well, obviously Trump suited up, he's a gentleman, but at least his guest did, the president of South Africa, he suited up, he did something right.
Turn the lights down, turn the lights down, turn the lights down, and just put this on, it's right behind you.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. South Africa occupy land. That's who we are. So whatever you want to do, we can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament.
Yes, honorable member.
Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill. Namaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Pa, pa.
They're attempting to chant and or dance, which it's a low bar, but they actually have worse dancing skills than myself, who dancing skills are probably on par with Elaine from Seinfeld, where she, yeah, you should get that reference if you're maybe my age or older.
Is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Suli will not be touched. They will be touched, don't worry. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness. Shoot, kill. No master. Kill the brewer, the farmer. Kill the brewer, the farmer. Shoot to kill. No master.
I was like, he's having a seizure. It's one of the most hilarious things Trump's has done in a while. Making him watch all this.
I'm saying to you, was not called for the killing of white people, at least for now.
we're not calling for the killing of white people, at least for now. Yeah, that should scare the crap out of anyone living there who's low on the melanoma. Or melanin in the skin. However you pronounce it.
Especially as it gets shared on Twitter. It makes it weak out. It sounds like a genocidal.
appropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek refugee in America.
Now this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites.
Now, they did have to later fact check Trump on this one. Apparently, those are representations of that. Not dissimilar when you drive by a church, you see all the crosses in front when they're doing I don't want to say peaceful protest, but a display of how many lives have been lost to abortion. There's actually, there's not bodies there. It's a representation of it. So, again, to clarify, that was later shown to be not true in terms of those are not actual graves.
Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who's killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road, you have crosses.
I got 2.1 million views and 46,000 likes. When the first one is coming from, well, I would say now our favorite contrarian. I mean, this is a brilliant profile. I say that because he just goes around everywhere and saying it's the most ridiculous things and gets the most engagements. I mean, this got 142 comments to his comment, or replies to his comment, which is incredibly successful. Now, he says, quote, Trump is bringing shame to the United States by disparaging an honorable foreign leader. This would have never happened if Kamala were president. Getting 54 likes and 142 responses. BS Call, it says, how dare you point out his genocide? Getting 113 likes and ratioed him, as the youth might say. Again, the gas stove is a hilarious profile. He's literally described as a, quote, professional gaslighter and masturbator, though I'm not sure what his fishing hobby has to do with this. He also says, there's no genocide in South Africa. You're brainwashed. And everyone's, laughing at him. And so many people think this person is serious, which, again, is kind of like how too many people just look at the headlines or something, read the substance, because just, again, go to his profile, and he says he's, just messing with people, basically. Now, going back to the main comment section, you have assistant to the regional manager. Well, Dunder Mifflin is hiring, apparently, saying, quote, yeah, has he mentioned where Epstein files have been released? He promised full transparency. Good question. Getting 20 likes, going up like a stock. So, yeah, not some stocks. You also have mirthful moments saying any type of racism is unacceptable. And it says, quote, believe it or not, hating white people is racism too. Getting 1.1 thousand likes. Maze, not the corn, says, quote, Trump is the greatest force of peace that the world has seen in a long time. Getting 3.9 thousand likes. Mirthful moments also says, quote, once white people become the minority, they'll be targeted with constant payback for so-called historic sins. It's already happening in South Africa and parts of Europe, and it could happen here next. Reject the guilt narrative. There's nothing shameful about being white. Getting 1.2 thousand likes. Crazy Vibes says end racism and say white family. So probably a commercial from the 1980s. I'm only partially kidding. If you're getting marketing material these days, you really don't see white families. It's just why it's so entertaining to have an old Nintendo Entertainment System box. Because you look at the back, it's like, oh yeah, white family from the 80s. Now this MMA says white people, the only race you can legally discriminate against. Getting 224 likes. Crazy Vibes also says Boers have been in many parts of South Africa much longer than Bantus have been there. Whites arrived in America before Maori arrived in New Zealand. The left is completely, utterly hypocritical when it comes to the ideas of nativeness, indigeneity, and belonging. Getting 1,000 likes. Also have a whale psychiatrist. That's gotta be it's gotta be a pretty hard job. Gotta go all the way to SeaWorld, interpret how they're feeling. I'm only partially kidding. And this person has I forget what movie it is, but it's meme. We got the person forcing the other person's eyes open, and it says Trump forcing open the eyes open of Ramaphosa, getting 586 likes. Gerber says, quote, Trump brought in the receipts. The gloves are off. South Africa's president wasn't prepared for this, getting 784 likes. Oh yeah, that's priceless. Yeah, no, and actually, I mean, there's no way Kamala or anyone else would hold that leader responsible at all. CF Dalton says, quote, no other president in my lifetime would have the stones to do this. Thank you, President of the United States, getting 910 likes. I also have Trimsley Point saying white genocide, and he's retweeting something by Urbanus, who said, quote, Haitians killed the white people when they took power. Zimbabweans killed the white people when they took power. South Africans are killing white people after taking power. Somehow this trend is lost among most people. Getting 831 likes. Scrolling down more and more. Gooba says, gotta love Trump. This is Mame of the gentleman drinking coffee. It says, quote, heck yeah, I voted for this, and it's better than I expected. Getting 72 likes. A lot of people having memes of effing around to find out. Pale Rider says, you're looking at a shill of a man sitting next to the man. Africa is a effing joke, a barren, uneducated, disease-ridden shithole that has nothing to do or offer the world and still depends on whites to do the work. Getting 246 likes, which, again, they do have like malls and buildings. Dave Chappelle, I mean, famously when he had wanted to get out of the contract with Comedy Central, he went to Africa and hung out there for a while. So, I mean, there's a lot of people doing the pejorative, cliche pictures of, comparing European, structures and buildings compared to Hudson, Africa. Again, they have actual buildings in many parts. You also have Susie Q saying, quote, something like 89% of their crops, aka food, comes from African farmers. Killing the farmers and destroying the farmland is self-defeating. Famine will follow, getting 121 likes, which, yeah, it's history repeating itself time and time again. So hopefully things turn around there. I mean, I always try to stay optimistic, and hopefully no one is hurt. But let me know what you think will happen, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking time to tune in today. Again, trying to get over 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so you click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.